Hello everyone, welcome to Fluency Goals. I am Mandeep and I am very excited to tell you that today we are going to begin with our basic grammar series. This series is going to deal with all the basic grammar topics that are going to help you build your foundation in the English language. Whether you are a student, a parent who is trying to help their children in their studies, or a language learner who is trying to learn English as a second language, this series is for you and you have landed at the right channel. So the video topic for today is sentence and its parts. I am listing out here what all subtopics we'll be covering in this video. We'll be talking about sentence. We'll learn about its basic definition, how to identify the subject and predicate in a sentence, the identification of object in a sentence, direct object and indirect object, and the complement of the verb. Now, before I move on, I want to tell you here that identification of a subject and object in a sentence is very important from the perspective of learning other grammar topics like tenses, reported speech, active and passive voice. So please pay attention. I'll try to explain these to you in the simplest language and manner as possible. So let's begin. So consider these group of words here. Read books, I too like. Now when I say these group of words, do they make any sense to you? No, they do not make any sense at all. If I arrange these group of words in a certain pattern, let's see what I get. I like to read books. Now this is also a group of words, but it's arranged in a manner, in a pattern that conveys complete idea, thought to you, and it's making a complete sense in itself. So a sentence is a group of words that conveys some thought, some idea to you and makes complete sense in itself. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. A sentence always ends with a punctuation mark, full stop, exclamation sign, or a question mark. Every sentence can be divided into two parts, the subject and the predicate. So every sentence conveys some thought, some idea, gives us some information about something, right? So whatever the sentence is giving you information about, the thing, the person, the feeling, whatever it is giving you information about, that thing is called the subject of a sentence. Now the subject can be a noun like the name of animal, place, thing, feeling, or it can be a pronoun I, we, he, she, it, they, or it can be a group of words. It's not necessary that the subject will be just one word. It can be one word, like in a sentence, air is clean today. Air is the subject. It is just one word. But it can also be a group of words. The brown jacket that I'm wearing is gifted by my mother. So I'm talking about the brown jacket. So the group of word, it can be a group of word, the brown jacket, or it can be just one word, air. So how to identify subject in a sentence? You need to ask yourself what the information is about. What is this sentence talking about? Which person is it talking about? You can easily identify the subject by asking these questions. Usually the subject in a sentence comes at the beginning of a sentence. The school bus is running late today. I am talking about the school bus. I am giving you information about the school bus. But occasionally, the subject of a sentence can come at the end of the sentence also. Like consider these sentences here. Here comes the bus. I'm talking about the bus, but it's taking the last position in a sentence. On the top of the hill lives a hermit. I'm talking about a hermit here. So a hermit takes the last position here and it is the subject of a sentence. So you need to be careful while identifying the subject. It's not that every time it will be just in the beginning of the sentence. You just need to ask yourself simply what the sentence is telling me about, the information that I'm getting in this sentence, what is it about, what thing it is talking about, which person it is talking about, and you'll easily identify the subject. Let's take some examples here and see if you can identify the subject correctly. The foolish crow tried to be the peacock. Here somebody tried to be someone, right? So, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about the foolish crow. So, the subject in this sentence is the foolish crow. Be careful that we'll not just only take the crow part. You'll not just say crow is the subject in the sentence. You'll take the adjective and the article also together. You'll pick it as the complete part. The foolish crow, right? The teacher gave him a prize. I'm giving you information about whom? The teacher. So the subject of the sentence is the teacher. Lazy boys come last. So I'm telling you information about lazy boys. So lazy boys is the subject. All the boys are in the ground. So I'm giving you information about all the boys, not just one boy. All the boys. So here the subject in the sentence is all the boys. I want to add here that like the subject is not present in certain commands. Like if I say sit down, stand up, go away, we do not have any subject here because it is implied that the listener, whoever is listening to the conversation, is the subject. So now we have learned to identify the subject. Whatever part of a sentence, the remaining part that is giving us the information about the subject becomes the predicate of a sentence. When we pick out our subject, the remaining part is called the predicate of a sentence. Important point to note here is that the verb is the most essential part of a predicate. No predicate, in fact, no sentence is complete without the verb. Now we have learned about the identification of subject in a sentence. What is a predicate in a sentence? Let's move on to identifying the object in a sentence. Now, some kinds of verbs in a sentence require an object to transfer their action. These verbs are transitive verbs and they require some object, something to transfer their action onto to complete the sense. Like if I say, I threw, you'll ask, what did you throw? It's not making complete sense. But if I say, I throw a ball, it makes complete sense. Now, ball here is an object that is giving complete sense to the action throw. Right? Let's take another example. She ate the ice cream. What did she eat? The ice cream. The ice cream is the object in this sentence. It's not necessary that there will be only one object in a sentence. Sometimes there can be more than one object in a sentence. So that brings us to the next subtopic, direct and indirect object. Now let's take an example here. Father gave the guard his salary. Now here father performed some action that is give, right? What did he give? Salary. To whom did he give? The guard. Now here there are two objects. The action gave is being transferred onto two things here, the guard and the salary. We need to ask the question after the verb gave here, what? We get the answer salary. So salary is the direct object. When we ask the question to whom, for whom, from whom, where, we get the indirect object. Here we'll ask the question to whom and we get the answer the guard. So the guard is the indirect object. Let's take another example here. I put candies in the box. The action is put. What did I put? Candies. So what? The answer about what after what is candies. So candies is the direct object. Where did I put? In the box. The box. The box becomes the indirect object. So you'll always ask what after the verb. What did I put? What did I give? What did I kick? You'll get the direct object. Ask for, from, to, whom, or where to get the indirect object. Let's see if you can identify direct and indirect objects in this sentence. The teacher gave sweets to the children. The action here is gave. What did she give? Sweets. Sweets is the direct object. To whom? The children. The children is the indirect object. I placed mats on the table. What did I place? Mats. Mats is the direct object. Where? The table. The table is the indirect object. She gave him a gift. What did she give? A gift. A gift is a direct object. To whom? Him. Him is the indirect object. I bought a cake for my mother. What did I buy? A cake. A cake is a direct object. For whom? My mother. My mother is an indirect object. So we have learned that in the case of transitive verbs that require to transfer their action onto something or some person, we require an object to complete the meaning of a sentence. But not all the verbs are transitive verbs. There are some intransitive verbs that do not transfer their action onto something, but still they require the help of some words to complete the meaning. Now, those words that help these verbs in completing their meaning are called the complement of the verb. Let's take some examples and it will be clear to you. The sky grew dark. Now, here there is no transfer of action grew onto anything, but if I just finish the sentence here, the sky grew, it doesn't make complete sense. It requires the use of an adjective here, dark. Some word like some adjective or some adverb is required to complete the sense here. So I say the sky grew dark. Dark is the complement of the verb. She appears pleased. Here, pleased becomes the complement of the verb. The man seems tired. Tired is the complement of the verb. Roses smell sweet. So if I end it here, roses smell, the sense of the sentence is just incomplete. I require additional support of sweet here. The word sweet here completes the sense in the sentence. So sweet is the complement of the verb. So that was all for today's lesson. I hope that you learned how to identify the subject, the object in a sentence, direct and indirect object. If you want to build your basics in grammar and learn the topics further, then please quickly subscribe, hit that bell button so that whenever the video is uploaded on my channel, you are immediately notified about it. And make sure that you share this video with your friends who are also trying to build their foundation in the English language. And please leave your comments down below how you found this video. Your comments are really valuable to me and they help me and keep me motivated to post valuable content for all of you out there. Thank you so much.